Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com. Accomplishment Coaching is proud to present the following fine programming. Accomplishment Coaching, where coaches lead and leaders coach. AccomplishmentCoaching.com.
Welcome to Leadership Insights Radio.
Thanks for listening in today. I'm Wade Taylor, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about leadership in the mind, leadership with a mindfulness focus. Leadership isn't just about giving orders. It's about understanding the interaction between all of your team players and stakeholders. And so we have the good fortune of joining us on today's show to have Catherine Sherlock. She is the lead at HigherMindfulness.com. I encourage you to open up a web browser right now. Go to HigherMindfulness.com, and you can find out everything that she is up to. And, Catherine, I appreciate you joining us on the show. As I was looking over your website, one thing that jumped out at me, I think you said it really well. It's Higher Mindfulness is about growing your non-material assets for practical outcomes. And I so love when people can tightly tie together theory and application, because especially when you're dealing with the business world, we need to see practical outcomes, correct?
That's absolutely correct, Wade. Yes. I think that's one of the issues with mindfulness, that we're not getting enough out of it because we aren't tying it to those practical outcomes. And I actually really flip it. I don't just teach meditation or anything like that. It's like, let's start with your outcomes. Let's start with what you want, and then let's design it from there.
Yeah, reverse engineer from the desired goal.
Yes.
I love that. And then just to throw this in, I've been involved in podcasting and media for 20 plus years. And one thing that I've just found fascinating is 20 years ago, what was in the world of metaphysics, and as it was often referred to, the land of woo-woo, were all these concepts that now, 20 years later, are being embraced as normal business.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the interesting stuff is the research that's coming out. And, like, it used to be, business was completely about the bottom line, and that was it. And, one thing that's changed around that, for example, is purpose, the idea of purpose coming in. And we've seen with the research, the companies that bring in purpose are much further ahead, do much better than the companies that don't, like to quite a ridiculous degree, actually. So all these things that weren't accepted are now really transforming the business world.
Yeah, one way that I present it, being I'm here in the world of media and marketing, is recognizing that's what the purposefulness is, what builds stakeholder buy-in, right? I like to say that vision needs to be explained in a story. That story shared outward is brand. Story shared inward is corporate culture. And that's the only way you can get high-level performance as well as high commitment. Think about the Apple market, where they're fans more than simply consumers, but all that revolves around clearly identifying and sharing your purpose in a story. Would you not agree?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And it does take, that's one of the things that I'm interested in, is taking leadership to a higher conversation, to elevate the leadership conversation. So we talk about purpose now, but we don't talk about it from a bigger life perspective. And I think we need to start talking about it from the place of, what is this life? We know this life is a limited engagement. So what is this life? Can we also, when we're doing business, be playing in the kind of mystery of this life and what it's about? Because again, just like the way you talked about purpose, that it elevates the results, that conversation, again, bringing that piece in, is going to elevate your results.
Yeah, and recognizing its multiple layers, you want great results for both your stakeholders, the community around you, but also yourself. And so, since we're in this podcast really directing it towards leaders, the people that are actually performing, it, we have to include their self interest. And one of the benefits of what you teach is helping them manage stress, helping them trying to not be burnout. Can you tell us a little bit about your thoughts in that area?
Yeah, well, you have to start to think about what is stress. We don't sit down and think about what it is that much. And it's this feeling of emotional pressure. And it's often, it feels like it's never ending, and there's a feeling of a lack of control over it. So it's very much the inner turmoil. And it's how do you get people out of that? Because stress is a sign that you need to come back into balance. And most of the time, what leaders are doing and other people in the workplace or in their lives are doing are just pushing it under the rug. And that's the wrong thing to do. It's not, you need to take action.
Yeah. And so we're going to expand on that as well in the next segment, but I just wanted to bring that up quickly because that is something that they can all feel. But also in this segment, I'd like to talk about part of the result of all that is broken leadership. And, we need functional, effective leadership, correct?
Yes, we need functional leadership. And I think functional at a whole new level. I think that right now we have an opportunity to take our leadership to a whole new level. So a lot of leadership challenge starts from the inside, but we have the tendency to focus on the outside. I know that a lot of leaders are really in their heart wanting to become more authentic. And that means becoming the person you want to be, and having things like not having that false division between our professional lives and our personal lives. So starting from the inside out, it's a kind of a connection versus a disconnection question. A lot of the challenges that leaders are facing are due to that kind of disconnection, and they need to start with themselves, and then the results will move out into the company,
Is this
including it.
Oh, go ahead,
Sorry,
finish.
go ahead.
No,
I was
finish
just going
that.
to say, including into relationships, and those kinds of things, and into mentoring other leaders.
Right. Now, is this something that they are top of mind about? Is this something that they are conscious about? Or are they simply experiencing negative things and you help them bring their brokenness to the forefront of their mind?
I don't think people are aware because we are really disconnected from ourselves, and we are really taught to kind of suppress emotions rather than know, and we haven't been taught how to deal with them. So people are experiencing these external issues like well, all the people management issues, you know, trying to be tactical and adaptive at the same time, those kinds of issues, but they're not really the place where they choose to deal with it tends to be from an outside place, taking outside action,
Uh-huh.
rather than going to a deeper root of the problem on the inside. And then once that's solved, you're able to take more inspired action.
Right. Recognizing that sometimes you are the problem. And so, as you are working with leaders in corporations and business and everything, is this something that they're willing to acknowledge, or is this a harsh truth that you're having to a- awaken them to?
It kind of varies. I think that more and more today there are leaders sort of waking up and really wanting more. Um, there's a lot of leaders now who really recognize wanting something more than just the bottom line for business, that business place, that they really feel that there's a bigger responsibility for business. So that really opens up the conversation there. You know, we're talking about empowerment. We're talking about gaining back authentic power and not power over, right? So this is a very different conversation than what the original business conversation, but I think it's very much opening up. And that comes again down to the personal level because it means taking back your power where you've given it away and learning about that.
Yeah, that's so interesting because, leadership, they assume that they've got the power. We've got about a minute or two left in this segment. So, for that person that you're typically working with, what would you like to call to their attention that might make them recognize they could use a little bit of help?
I think a lot of it is unlocking a choice and unlocking potential. Um, and a lot of that comes, through the mindfulness piece of awareness. Um, we operate on autopilot so much, and it's
Oh,
really detrimental. And the only way we get choice is to begin to recognize that, and to begin to recognize where we are actually in inner turmoil, and that there are ways out of it that are not the usual suppression.
right, right. No, and that's such a great point. We often, in all aspects of our life, underappreciate the power we have and how much, I can't decide whether or not to have the flat tire, but I can decide how I'm going to respond to that. And you don't have to just kind of let your emotions take control of the situation. You do have some control, right?
You do have a lot of control, and but more than that, I think it's setting yourself up by starting with bigger questions, starting to ask from bigger questions, so that the conversation of your life and your business and all your relationships roll out in a different way because you started from a different place. You started from a higher place.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And again, that folds into what I do here oftentimes is reminding business people, go back to why you're running the business, and then you'll be ready to tell that story to your stakeholders. So we're going to be back in a moment with Catherine Sherlock. I encourage you to open up a browser and go to her website, which I'm going to mention in the next segment. We'll be back in a moment here on Leadership Insights Radio.
If you heard that sound, you probably are eligible for insurance from Navy Mutual, insuring the men and women of the Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard. Here's what one policyholder, retired Navy Commander Thomas Dade, had to say.
Navy Mutual is the best insurance decision I ever made. I wish you had a savings plan available that earned the rates my Navy Mutual insurance has been earning.
Navy Mutual Aid Association, started by military members in 1879, serves active, reserve, and retired military today. Navy Mutual honors our military by providing them affordable life insurance with the features they need without fine print, sales fees, or military service restrictions. Value, integrity, trust, and stability are the cornerstones on which our commitment to you and your loved ones are built. Call Navy Mutual at 1-800-628-6011 or NavyMutual.org for your personal life insurance plan consultation. 1-800-628-6011 or NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
I've heard this is like one of the best pizza spots in town.
Yes, it is.
I'll do a slice of pepperoni, slice of vegetarian.
You got it.
And I will pay for all of that in 3 days.
In 3 days.
What's that mean? Well, wait, you accept credit cards. That money's not going to hit your account for 3 days anyway.
I need my money quicker.
At Chase, we hear you. With Express Funding, card payments are in your Chase account the next business day. Go to chase.com/expressfunding. Chase for business, so you can.
Compensated participation. All businesses are subject to credit approval. Not all clients are eligible for next business day funding, and additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Hi, Scale listener. This is David Finkel, co-host with Jeff Hoffman of Scale Your Business. I wanted to let you know that our newest book, Scale, was just released, and to encourage you to get your copy. The book will give you 7 proven principles to grow your business and get your life back. If you've ever wanted to grow your business, but held yourself back from fear that it would take over your life, then we urge you to get your copy of Scale today. It'll give you a proven roadmap for rapidly growing your business while also gaining more personal freedom. Scale will help you work less by getting your business to produce more. Scale is for every entrepreneur who ever wondered if they really own their business or if their business owns them. Get your copy online or at your local bookseller. For more information, visit us online at scaleyourbusinesstoolkit.com. That's scaleyourbusinesstoolkit.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.